Our streaming. Okay, that one is rolling. Okay. Let me see our Instagram going to do it or not, and then we're gonna be good to go. Ooh.
Looks like you got some viewers.
Yes. All right. That's good. And then start recording. Recording here. When are you ready? We can go.
All right, let's do it.
All right, everybody.
All right.
All right, let me check. Our YouTube is good to go. Perfecto. All right. Seems like we are good to go. I normally love to be on time, but hey, things happen, you know?
Okay,
Right, let's
that's
go.
on me. That's on me.
Yeah, right.
I'll
No,
take it.
it's all right. Things happen, you know. Traffic, holiday.
It's traffic.
Blame it on, you know, whatever you
Rush
want.
hour traffic, to be exact.
Yeah, right.
You know, 6 o'clock. You know, be here at 5:30. I'm like, I gotta leave at 4:30.
Right? Okay, let's go. Welcome to Modern Choice Financial Podcast, where we talk strictly about real estate, finance, and everything about it. Every Wednesday at 6 o'clock, we go live. We want to make sure to answer all your questions. We got questions on a daily basis from our client, from client's client, friend, family, relative, people that they have all kinds of gray area, what's going on in the market and all that. That's when we decided to make this podcast dedicated to what's up in the market.
What's up in the market? I love it.
Exactly. Today we have Audra, if I'm not butchering.
Audra Stevens, yep.
Okay.
I'm also a mortgage lender and real estate,
Yes.
insurance, so I do all the same stuff that you do. So we have a lot to talk about.
Exactly. That's why this is going to be interesting podcast because both of us are licensed in insurance, real estate, and mortgage.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, so let's do it.
But-
What questions you got?
Exactly. So
Ask us anything.
today's podcast is mainly dedicated to mortgage, but eventually we have to kind of pivot towards real estate and insurance because they're all kind of like blending in together.
Yeah, they're all connected.
So, biggest $1 million question that almost everybody have nowadays.
Do you have $1
What's
million?
up in this market?
Do you have $1 million? Because
If
I'll
you-
answer it if you have $1 million.
Yeah,
Let's
right,
see. No, let's
right.
see $1 million.
If we can guess that, if we should win that $1 million, right? So, what's going on in the market? What's going to be the prediction of the professionals that seen the market for the last couple of decades, and what do they think it should be the right decision as we talk right now in end of 2023?
Yeah, so are you talking about like rates and stuff?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, what goes up must come down, right?
Love it.
I like that idea. I mean, nobody really knows what's going to happen. I mean, we're going to kind of have to, you know, see what happens next year. And but the predictions are by the end of next year, the rates are going to come back down to a number where we can all pretty much start buying again. You know, maybe like in the low fives, high fours. You know?
In last couple of weeks, we actually seen a lot of drops.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of drops. It's come down like almost 0.5%.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a little bit more. A couple
2
banks.
days ago, we actually ran the application for a VA, and without even buying down the rate, just a solid application was 6.25.
There you go. So buying down rate could probably be at like 5.5.
Yeah, hopefully if the contract get accepted, hopefully by end of tonight we know, we're asking for 2% towards buyer's closing costs, which is, it was a $500,000 purchase.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be 10 grand towards buyer's closing costs.
Yeah.
So that would bring down 2/4 of a point. So let's say 6.25 goes down to 5.75. I mean,
There you go. Now we're in the fives.
yeah, right.
Affordable.
Exactly. Well, here's the thing. A lot of time people need to understand, as you said, what goes up must comes down, what goes down must goes up, right? It's just how it is. Houses in the last like 3 years, during the madness of everybody want to buy, obviously that was a supply and demand issue, and everybody want to buy, and it created a big, huge craziness. And for every house that goes into market, there was like average of 20 offers.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, so imagine if I'm a seller.
I would not want to be a real estate agent at that time.
Yeah, well,
That would be the worst.
believe me. I had a family friend, not that I treat them differently, any client, but they never lived in Las Vegas. They moved from other state. They didn't have any clue about town.
Right.
And they were just here at their family's home looking for their property. They didn't want to rent. They just, stayed temporarily with family. So they kind of sort of wanted to check the best neighborhoods of town. So we start from like northwest, went to west, went to southwest, went to all the way to like Henderson. So all in all, we probably show them about 90 houses.
Wow.
Submitted
that's a
about
lot.
33 offers, and only one got accepted.
Wow.
I swear to God.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and this was
That is insane.
one of the one of
Is
the
that
most
like your
insane
worst? Well, your one of your most memorable stories
exactly.
ever.
Good thing is,
90 houses, 33 offers, 1 acceptance.
this was the market,
Yeah.
And guess what? I still think, that was the market. During that time, they paid the right price. But looking back, everybody were paying over the appraisal value, which is the actual market value of the property. Because if you wouldn't do that, you wouldn't have a chance.
Yeah.
Because if you don't buy, there's another 20 guys, they're willing to do anything.
I honestly don't know where people come up with the money. They're just like, we'll offer 20 more. And I'm like, where are you getting the 20 from? Like some people are coming out of their pockets just like, they're just throwing down so much money. I'm like, every time I've been doing a loan, they're like, I don't have enough for closing costs, or I don't have enough for the appraisal, or I can't afford the credit report. And you're like, well, where'd the 20 grand come from? Now all of a sudden you got that? So, I that blows me away is when people start paying more than the appraised value.
Exactly. So now we're not in that market. We're exactly in the opposite market.
Yeah.
We're
now the sellers are paying the buyers to buy the home.
Exactly. So that's why we call it a buyer's market, because it's a strictly buyer's market.
Yeah.
Buyer dictates a lot of things nowadays, because obviously there's not that much competition. So if they don't sell it to you or maybe another 1 or 2 guys, that's it. The house going to sit in the market for God knows how long.
Well, you know what else is not happening is there's not a lot of houses coming out on the market as far as for sale, because all the people that own homes currently, normally they would, like, after like 3 years or 4 years, they're going to upgrade, or they're going to move into just a different house, or the kids are going to graduate from a certain school and go to a different one. And none of those things are happening right now because they don't want to give up the house that has the most amazing interest rate. Why would you? Just sell the house at that you could have maybe 3.25 on, and then go and have to buy a house at 7.25. You're literally doubling your payment. Who can really afford that? People can't afford to move.
For sure.
So there's just not as many houses coming out on the market.
Yeah, that's part of it, and the uncertainty of what's going to happen. But hopefully today, together, we can come to some sort of we're not going to call it a 100% prediction, but it's just connecting the dots, right? So let's just start with, I would say, the home prices are down about 10 to 15% in this market, right, compared to a couple of years ago. Interest rates are kind of coming down, but they're not going to come down so much. People are waiting that, hey, I'm just going to wait for the home price to come down. But in all reality, it's really not going to happen because of the inflation. Okay? And so now... So we're monitoring everything, because over there we got the TikTok and
Do you want me to touch
Facebook and everything else. No, that's good.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's just a little notification on my phone. It must be good.
All right.
So, talk about the prediction about the rate and the election that's coming and what's going on. What do you think if you were the current president-elect and
I would lower the rates and get the real estate market back on fire.
That's what I'm talking about.
Audra for president.
Yeah, that's it. Because here's the thing. The guy has almost no shot for winning.
If he wins again,
Yeah.
we're in trouble. We're in big trouble.
Right? And then probably his only shot would be to say, hey, 4 years of struggling, and we were just cleaning up the mess. But right now we managed to, change the market and bring the interest rate low. And now hopefully the markets are doing better. This is my assumption. This is most likely what's going to happen. And that's why they start doing it as of now as we talk.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What are you guessing?
Good question.
I have $1 million in my pocket. I'd like to know.
I think by March we have a significant drop on interest rate.
Okay,
but
so
the problem is that's exactly the time of the year when the real estate market starts to
heat up.
Yeah.
So do you think that they're just toying with us? That they're just going to lower the rates like right when the market normally heats up again? I mean, and they're just making us suffer through the holidays?
This is a very uncertain moment, but one thing is for sure right now as we talk is until that day comes where interest rates are lower and there are more people qualified to buy a home, whoever can buy, they're in the best position.
Yeah.
Because this is a strictly buyer's market.
Yeah.
They can get a lot of incentive. And here's the thing. Now they can purchase the actual home for the lower price today. Down the road, maybe 6 months down the road, 1 year down the road, when the interest rates are lower, they can actually refinance to a lower interest. Now they won twice.
I'm totally in agreement with that. I love the idea of anybody buying a house right now because you're right. They are going to get the absolute best price. I mean, it's a buyer's market, so the sellers are not jacking up the prices. They don't have a long list of people coming in waiting after them. They're getting the house at the price of what it truly costs right now, maybe even a little less. And they don't have any of the competition. And yeah, the rates are a little bit higher, but if they can snag that deal on the house and then just lock it in, and then 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, a year later, refinance, it's like, who cares? You got the best deal on the house. In 8 months or 9 months when the rates do come down, if they come down, the prices are not going to be that low. They are not going to be that low. They're just going to have a buyer frenzy market again. So they're going to have to do something. People are going to have to get in the game. And that's what it is. It's a little game. You got to acquire some property.
That's it.
You need to acquire property.
Here's another side of the game. Like, not only the house prices went up, obviously this whole thing have to do with inflation. Everything went up, right? All of a sudden, right?
Yeah. Did you know credit reports are going up?
Credit reports are going up.
Credit reports are going. Now that drives me crazy because they're like, I'm like, credit reports are going up? Well, apparently, since not as many buyers are out there, they are not making as much money. So, and they've caught on to the whole soft pull game. So we're pulling soft pulls for like $39 and hard pulls for $69. And now they've increased the prices of soft pulls to $69 and hard pulls are going to go to $89. $90 to pull credit. That's coming out. I mean, I can't get anybody to pay the $39.
Right. So everything goes up. Obviously, the builders are not going to, utilize the lumbers and everything to build a house and sell it for lower price.
Yeah.
So plus, we already have a shortage of houses in the market, or even. Considering all the houses that are building right now, plus whatever is in the market, there's a still shortage of houses because it's a growing country, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of teenagers are already, growing and they want to form their own family and all that. Everybody want to have their own privacy and all that. So the prediction is we still have a shortage of housing. So,
right.
So when there's demand, why would they bring down the price? There's still demand.
I mean, if I was going to sell my house right now, I would actually sell it for over the appraised value. I just would. Because I want what I want for the house, so I would just sell it for whatever I wanted to get. So, I mean, I know that there's trends on how much you could sell a house for, but I mean, I think there's always exceptions to the rule. So, like I said, you gotta bite the bullet, and you gotta buy the house. If it's a good price, buy it.
Exactly. Like that saying in the market, what do they say? Marry the house, date the rate.
Oh yeah, marry the house, date the rate. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, you don't marry the rate. Yeah. The rate comes and goes. You know, as the wind blows, you take out some equity. You know, you get another rate. Yeah, the rate is dateable.
Definitely. So another thing is a lot of people are. I'm surprised with the lack of proper information out there. That's the best way I can put it out. Okay. A lot of people are still thinking that everybody have to have at least 20%, maybe the lowest 15% to basically be a homeowner. Well, that's completely wrong, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. Matter of fact, they're giving out free money, grants, down payment assistance programs.
You need zero down. You could literally buy a house with no money at all. The seller will give you the closing costs. The state will give you the down payment. You need to have basically a 660 credit score, have a job, you know, and have a nice little DTI, and then that's pretty much it. So all you need to have is a good job, and the money is all going to come from the seller and the state. You need nothing down right now to buy a house.
Definitely. So speaking of that, rents went up too, right?
Yeah.
So, and here's the thing. Throughout the history, I've seen the price of the house comes down. I see the interest rate comes down or up, right? But rent, when they go up, they never come down.
No, they never come down.
So that's only one way.
Actually, they did come down once. In COVID, they came down. Because remember, what happened was there was the little possibility that if you were in a rental that you didn't have to pay the rent. So they were like, we'll just reduce the rent. I actually reduced my rent. I reduced the rent to whatever the person could pay so that they could stay there. You know, I mean, you had to do something because it was either no rent at all or you just reduce it.
Right, instead of not getting anything and just give me something that you can afford.
So I reduced my rent.
But yeah, that was a a crazy occasion.
Yeah, it was.
Right,
but you did say never, so.
Right, but the whole point is there's only two things guaranteed. In the long term, people that own house, they gain equity, right? With the amount of money that they pay every month instead of paying rent, they gain equity in that house. Also, the trend of real estate showed in the last 50 years or even 100 years, in the long term, you always have a gain in the value of your property. People that bought property back in 80s, 90s, 2000, early 2000, even, during like 2010, 11, 12, whatever, they never really lost in the long term. If it was just a macro market, like, hey, I bought it in 2005 and then 2008 crash happened, it's only 2-3 years.
Right.
But we're talking about, let's say, decade long,
well,
right?
Real estate is a long-term investment. So
exactly.
I mean, if you're just going year to year, like there's going to be some swing up or down. If you bought that house and you paid over appraised value, well, obviously the next year as the prices come down, you're going to be a little bit upside down. But if you think about it overall, like if you were to keep that house for 20 years, how much does it go up in value? It's going to go up. Appreciation on homes is on average 4%, but in Las Vegas, it's like 6 to 8.
Well, guess what? In the next 3 to 5 years, it's going to explode. This is guaranteed. This is Mehrooz, and I approve this message. You know why? Because we have the fast train.
Yeah. We got it all here.
And then we have this Hollywood building a sector right here, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hollywood coming in town?
Mark Wahlberg, whatever his last name is.
Yeah.
And then Disneyland. Right next to Area 15, they're building a site right there.
What?
Yeah.
Disneyland?
Yeah. So, and then we have a couple of mega resort opening already.
Yeah, Fountain Blue opens tonight.
And then Durango opened last week.
Yeah, I'm going there after this.
And then we're having more the sports team moving here after
Basketball,
Raider was here. Ace is coming, and they're already finalizing where finally their stadium going to be. They were originally planned to have it in where Tropicana Hotel is currently.
See,
and then
I thought they were going to have it across the street where the Wild Wild West was.
Yes, so the original plan, when they start talking about it, was right by Tropicana Hotel.
Okay.
Then they moved it by Wild West. I don't know if they're still on that or they're moving somewhere else. But one thing is for sure, they're building another stadium here, right?
Yes.
And all of these are opportunities for Las Vegas.
I mean, a lot of trends. A lot of times when I do investing, or I think of like, should I buy a house? Should I like buy another property? I'm like, and people are like, no, you know, the economy's gonna crash, or you know, everything's gonna, you know, go bad. And I'm like, well, you know, if all these major conglomerates like the A's or the Raiders, if they're all investing in Las Vegas, they probably know something more than I do. So I'm gonna just follow the trends of all these massive companies that are coming here, like Disneyland, and you know, I mean, you gotta look a little bit higher than just the scope of your family.
Exactly. Here's another thing. This last 3 years, especially, I realized almost every corner of town, they're building like these apartment complexes that are 3-4 story high, right? Yeah. And they're building like no tomorrow. Right? So you think those people, they just love to just dump their money to some project? They have financial analysis. They have all kinds of
exactly what they're doing.
Exactly. So they know there is a need for those. There is need for housing, and they're building because they want to be in front of that need, so they can get anything out of it. You know. So let's talk about the current FHA and conventional. Because every year around this time, that's when the new loan limit comes out, right?
Yeah, right. It just got raised.
Yeah, so I wrote it down because it's hard to remember a lot of numbers. So for FHA, we got $498,257.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
imagine. I mean, that's basically like you're getting a $500,000 house on an FHA. $500,000 house with 3.5% down.
During COVID, when market was crazy, it was 375, right? And then it got raised to like 395. Now we're at $498,257.
And that's the loan amount.
Yeah, that's just the loan amount.
Purchase price
that's the maximum loan amount you can get. Loan limit.
Amount.
Yeah.
So that means that the purchase price is even higher because you can take 3.5% off of that.
Exactly. Or whatever you want to put down. I mean, you don't need to put 3.5%. If you have more money, you can put more down. I mean,
you could do, you can put more down if you have more. You can just put it down.
Right?
Or you could keep it and put it in the bank.
Exactly. So now we have conventional $766,550. That's like maximum loan limit you can get.
Jumbo.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Back in the day, that's a jumbo number.
Exactly.
Anything over 750.
So with these sort of limits, obviously they're being adjusted based on what market actually requires, and the price of the houses are lower. I think whoever can buy, especially if they're renters in this market and they're paying anything over like $2,500 a month, which is like 3-bedroom.
And there's a lot of renters that are paying over $2,500 a month.
So that rent every month they send that rent out of their pocket, that's gone forever from their life.
Yeah.
Whereas of investing it in a house, some people they think, oh my God, when I'm renting.
I love your impersonation. Oh my God,
when I'm renting, if the water heater goes bad, I just call and they fix it.
Yeah.
Right? So what?
Yeah.
I mean,
the chances of your water heater going bad are very slim, and you could just buy a new one, and you still are making an investment every single month into your long-term life. You know what I mean? Like, anybody who's renting probably needs to have a little bit of a sit down.
Exactly.
Like, why are you renting? Like, why? Tell me 5 reasons why you're renting. Okay?
Definitely.
I mean, if you can prove me wrong, then great. But I'm pretty sure that if we're telling you that we can give you the money for the down payment, and the seller's going to give you money for the closing costs, now tell me why you're renting. I mean, can't qualify? Okay.
On top of all the benefit, like tax benefit that the homeowners get, renters don't have, and also the equity ownership of the house as you pay, and the appreciation of the value of the property, if you want to sell it and all that. On top of all, let's talk about if you're a renter and you're behind your rent, guess what's going to happen? They're going to evict you.
Yeah.
for a house, when you own a house,
At
they
least
take,
be behind a couple months.
you know.
They're still gonna take the payment.
I mean, they're gonna probably send you a notice. Hey, you're late for 3 months, and then they're gonna go through the whole motion of foreclosure. It takes them almost a year.
And then you just file bankruptcy.
You know what I
Hold
mean?
the house.
I mean, there's all kinds of benefit for being a homeowner. I just don't understand. So let's go back to
I
that.
think you touched on it already. I think the biggest reason that people are still renting versus buying is due to education. You said that there's a lot of people that are still thinking that you need 20% down, and it's just not the case. So the more people that get education, that there's tons of programs out there, and like how easy it is, and that we can help. I'm hoping that, you know, we can change the way that people are thinking. It's not 20% down. It's like literally nothing down.
In some cases, with the help of down payment assistance programs, there's all kinds of them out there, and we have all the resources to them. If you want, you can, you know, reach out, and we're here to help. But the whole point is, I think it's all in here. You know what I mean? Going back to that tenant, that wannabe tenant, just because, oh my God, if the water heater goes down, there's this thing called home warranty. Did you know about it?
Home warranties are great.
You know, it's only $500 a year.
Yeah.
And then it covers pretty much everything. Your AC goes bad, your water heater goes bad, your
refrigerator goes bad, your washer goes bad.
Yeah, you just call them and they come fix it.
All of it. They fix it. It's like roof to floor.
Exactly. It's like having a car with warranty. If anything go bad, you just go to the dealership and say, hey, your car
Yeah, you just
acting
pay
up.
a little tiny deductible, and then they fix it.
Yeah.
It's great.
With that being said, what is in couple of sentences, if you want to give some
Is this a test? I got a test.
advice to our
Couple sentences. Okay.
you know, you can go a little longer if you know, to our audience. Let's say your cousin is watching, your best
Okay.
friend is watching,
All right.
and they're renting $2,800 a month.
Okay.
How are you gonna basically tell them in a nice way that you're trashing your money every month? I mean, not to come out
I would
rude.
basically just say, like, listen, let's take that $2,800 and let's find a house that you can afford for $2,800. Maybe add a couple of $100 more to it, and consider it an investment now. Like, we'll find you a house where you can spend $3,000 a month, and it will be yours. You'll own it. You know, I mean, renting versus buying it just doesn't really make sense. So sometimes you have to spell it out for them. Sometimes you have to say, like, this is what we're going to do, this is how much it's going to cost, and this is how we're going to get it done. And then that's it. Just show them. Maybe they just don't know.
Definitely. Here's the thing. At my office, as you guys know, we kind of set up for multi-service office. We do mortgage, real estate, insurance. Hopefully by next year, we add the full-on tax services as well, right? But one of my top producer at my insurance agency, we're very good friend. I know him for, since 2017. How many years is it? Like almost 7 years, right? So I almost forced him to buy a house because it was in his best interest, right? So at the time, couple of times he actually called me and said, you know what? I feel like I've been pushed to buy. Guess what happened? 3 months ago, he sold that same house. He netted $110,000.
Did he give you a portion of that?
Yeah, now I'm telling him, like, seriously, like...
$110,000? Yeah, you're welcome.
In 3 years, you know?
Yeah.
So that's not bad. But
tax-free.
If he was renting, I don't think there would be such a thing ever.
That conversation, that $110,000 would not exist.
Yeah, so I guess enough said. For people that get it, they get it. For people that don't get it, unfortunately, here's always what I try to when my realistic side of me comes out. At the end of the day, we
you
need
have a realistic side.
Yes, sometimes.
When that side comes out,
Right.
very rarely, but when it does,
when it comes out, right? We need renters. Just like we need owners, right?
we need both.
Not everybody going to be owner, not everybody going to make a good renters too. So it is what it is. But
it's a natural progression too. Like you go from your parents' house rent free, and then you start getting your own house and you rent, and then you save to buy your own. I mean,
Definitely.
it's just a natural progression.
Exactly. But again, I guess the face of our conversation is towards people that either they're confused, especially in this market, they don't know what to do. But one thing is for sure, 10 years later, there's going to be people that they're going to say, hey, I missed the boat. 10 years I've been renting. If I add them up, I probably own a house by now, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes they're waiting for the price of the homes to come down. Now that the price of a home comes down, the interest rates are up.
You don't want to miss the boat.
And then they're going to say, hey, I'm waiting for interest rate to come down. And then when interest rate comes down, the price of a house goes up. So they never have the right
That's
moment.
what I said. You just got to get in the game. You just got to get in there.
Exactly.
You just, if you miss the boat, you just get left behind. Nobody wants that. No one wants to stay on the island by themselves.
For sure. So here's the last topic we want to touch on.
Okay.
There's obviously two type of lending institution: banks or estate banking,
Traditional banking.
I would say, and mortgage brokers. Big difference, okay? So I let Audrey basically break this whole thing down, and then when I need to,
He's like, big difference. I'm going to let Audrey take this one.
and then whenever I need to pitch in, I'll do.
and then I'll be like, what she said. So you want me to take over bankers and brokers, the differences?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so, are we talking traditional banks where where people take deposits?
Yeah, we want to basically break it down. What's the big difference between, let's say, going to your bank at Bank of America? They have home loans as well,
Yeah.
right? Versus,
Well, the biggest difference is that the money that they're using when they lend the money from Bank of America, it's actually they're lending all of their depositors money. And the reason why their guidelines are so strict is because they have to make sure that money comes back. So if you go to a traditional bank like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, to go get your home loan, you're going to have stricter guidelines. You might have, good rates. The rates are going to be fair, but the guidelines are going to be a lot stricter. They're going to have what's called bank overlays.
because you got to fit their box
You
of
got to fit their
perfect
box,
client.
right? It's very small because they're running the risk of lending out their consumers funds to make these loans for other consumers, so they have to make the guidelines strict. And when you go to a broker, we just follow Fannie Freddie guidelines, which are not nearly as strict as banking guidelines. We don't put bank overlays on there. We don't have those. We just follow the actual guidelines straight from Fannie or Freddie.
Let's not forget that when you go to, let's say, one bank, they can offer you only the product of that bank versus a mortgage broker. We're open to entire market. We can just shop around and find them the best deal out there.
That's true. Yeah. You can find in better deals when you go with a broker. There's more programs, there's less restrictions. There might be even less cost sometimes. It depends. I mean, I'd say that I'd say it's better to go to a broker. Personally, I like the flexibility. I don't like the bank overlays.
We just have a program for almost everybody. If you're a business owner and your tax return is not showing enough money, we can go through bank statement program.
Right.
Just show me your bank statement and your flow of your money.
But if you go to Bank of America and maybe you can't really reflect your income on your tax returns because you're a businessman, they're going to be like, no, sorry, we can't help you with this loan. But then you just go down the street to All American Home Loans and they're going to help you out.
There you find Audra, and that's it. Is it correct, Audra? Is that it?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
You might want to know your guests.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
I keep trying to call you Audrey. I don't know why.
It's okay. I go by both.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Audra.
Okay. So with that being said, we don't want to drag it to like a 2 hours conversation. I guess it's right to the point. If you can afford to buy, please do so. And hopefully 2 years down the road, 10 years down the road, you're going to thank us that we almost, for the lack of a better word, pretty much motivated you to be a homeowner, right?
That's
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Give him some encouragement.
Exactly.
Just show them the way.
And then hopefully you understand the benefit of it. One of the biggest one is equity and tax credit and many other things. Plus, you can do whatever you want to your house. At least
you can pimp out your house.
You know?
You can pimp your ride. You can pimp out the house.
Right.
You can do all kinds of stuff to it.
Yeah, exactly. So, with that being said, anything you want to add, Audra?
Thank you for having me. Yeah, it was a fun experience.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We would love to be, as much as possible, the source to the resource.
I like that. Source to the resource.
You know? So you have any question, just drop it into the comment section. In our social media, they're all under the same, username. Or wherever you see this video, make sure you ask your question out, because in our future episodes, we're going to answer them all. Me, my assistant, we're all basically monitoring all those questions. We want to make sure that no question goes without answer. I'm sure we might have missed some questions.
Yeah.
But we can hopefully in the future episodes, we answer them all, right? If you think the contents are helpful, please do share, okay? It's free, Free, just push share. Give me some love. Give Audra some love. She drove all the way from Henderson.
Like and share.
She drove all the way from Henderson to
did.
here in this
very
crazy
long drive,
traffic, right?
Yeah.
But let's make America great again. That's my final message.
Okay.
Other than
And I
that,
approve this message.
definitely. So thank you for coming.
Yeah,
Seriously.
thanks for having me.
It was fun. We should do that more often. This one was obviously, we just went with the flow with some questions that it was just basically in our mind. But next time we're gonna answer all your questions that you guys gonna put in the comment sections and all that, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, thank you very, very much. Follow Modern Choice Financial Podcast.
Yes.
We're going to have all kinds of great guests with tons of experience and lots of knowledge you don't want to miss out. Next week, I believe if it doesn't get canceled, we're going to have title, escrow, and how to get title for a house. This is a very good topic for a lot of people to know because,
Who's going to be on it?
Surprise.
It's a surprise. Ooh. Stay tuned.
All I can say is it's from my favorite title company.
Oh, wow. Okay.
One of the favorite ones.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. Other than that, thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you.
You guys take care. See you guys soon. And I'm going to turn off YouTube and then go there to turn off everything else.
All right. Sounds
Appreciate
good.
that. Thanks.